What's up, y'all? This is your boy Eddie Jackson. Welcome back to the Drop That Podcast. Before we get started with hip hop talk, this episode is brought to you by Layback TV, okay? Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, okay? So you get to watch all the pay-per-views, all the HBOs, every language. If you guys are not bilingual, trilingual, quadlingual, quintlingual, sixlingual, you already know what the dingle, all right? Check them out, LAYBACKTV.com. It's compatible on your iPhones, your Androids, and your Fire Sticks, okay? So check them out on your Apple stores and your Play stores, all right? Show them some love on official_layback, okay? Now, let's get into some motherfucking hip-hop talk. Whoa! Okay. Lots to digest on this fucking episode of hip-hop talk as well on the Drop That Podcast. So it's official. Let God Sort 'Em Out. The fourth and much anticipated Clipse album has come out. Okay? Clipse have not been out for 16 years. 02 was Lord Willin', their debut album. 06 was Hell Have No Fury. And 09 was Till the Casket Drops. That was their final album. So it's been since 2009. We're getting Pusha T albums, you know, like Fear of God 2, My Name Is My Name, Daytona, It's Almost Dry. That's my favorite Pusha T album. Let me see. Malice, he dropped two, I wouldn't say gospel albums, but, you know, he got more in touch with God and the Lord and stuff like that. But they finally come together, you know. I have listened for 3 straight days. No, let me see. 2 straight days. 48 hours. I gave first listen, second listen, third listen. Now I'm just getting this shit on motherfucking repeat. Let God Sort 'Em Out is right now contender for best hip-hop album of 2025. I fucking said it. You don't like it? Suck a dick. Okay? I mean, we got some, you know, fire tracks on here, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, with Ace Trumpets, Chains and Whips featuring Kendrick Lamar, POV with Tyler the Creator, All Things Considered, So Be It, Part 2. Yo, I will say, I'll give it my top 3 favorite joints, right? Chains and Whips, yes, definitely. Second track would be All Things Considered. Third track would be So Be It, Part 2. And for a bonus, I would say Let God Sort 'Em Out, Chandeliers featuring Nas. This is a fucking fire album. It's a cult classic. It's a masterpiece. It's a great body of work. So shout out Pusha T, Malice, and Pharrell Williams. Show love to Pharrell Williams. You know what I'm saying? You know, no Chad Hugo on this, so no Neptunes. It's just Pharrell. He produced the entire fucking album. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. And people talk shit about Pharrell's production by himself. Don't get me wrong. Like 10 years ago, it seemed Pharrell was more popish. 15 years ago, a little bit more popish. You know what I'm saying? I would say, let me see, 20, I would say probably the last 10 years, Pharrell has been stepping his fucking game up. You know what I mean? You know what? Fuck that shit. The last 12 years. Because he has a track that's one of my favorite tracks on the Good Kid, Mad City album for Kendrick Lamar called Good Kid. Pharrell produced that joint. Not to mention, if you listen on To Pimp a Butterfly, right? On To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar's second studio album, major label album, the track All Right. Every day's gonna be all right. That's Pharrell on the back vocals, on the background vocals, on the hook. That's him. He produced that beat. Y'all gotta send y'all flowers, you know, and let them smell them for Pharrell Williams. This guy, fucking hip hop. Yo, all the transitions on this production was fucking phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And I will say it right now, being, time in New York, time in Florida, time in Cali, time in Vegas, I would have to say the best fucking artists, producers, rappers, singers, just artists in general have come out of Virginia. Now look at this, right? Timbaland, Magoo. Well, you know what? I don't even want to give y'all flowers to Magoo. Rest in peace. Timbaland, Missy Elliott, Clipse, Chris Brown. Let that sink in right there. Just those four. Legends. Fucking legends. You know what I'm saying? So this was a really fucking great album. I was a little skeptical when it came down to the Birds Don't Sing track with John Legend. I was like, is this gonna sound like more Pharrell-ish? No, actually it sounds more Clipse-ish. And it was actually a lot better than what I thought it was gonna be. Not to give it any shade or anything like that, because it was dedicated to their parents who passed away. Made them rest in peace. So shout out to them. It was actually a great record to listen to. You know what I mean? There's transitions in the hook and in the verses. Yeah, this is actually pretty dope. Now, this is what I didn't like during the course of the album coming out, right? So, even though during the album rollout, they speak about what Def Jam, who's under UMG, didn't want. They didn't want them to feature Kendrick Lamar, which is very weird and very hypocritical, because in the same sense, UMG, they have Republic Records, Interscope Records, Def Jam. Now, at the time, 2 years ago, Def Jam had Pusha T, Republic had Drake, Interscope had Kendrick Lamar, right? And I don't understand this shit. You know what I mean? They made a huge ass profit over the fucking Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef, right? The battle. They profited the most out of both of them. You know what I mean? And they didn't want a track that had Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar coming out. So they dropped Clipse, and Pusha T, even though he owed them probably 3 albums, had to pay a fucking 7 or 8 figure fucking price tag to have his contract be released as well. So Pusha's no longer with Def Jam, Clipse is no longer with Def Jam, so they had to go shop the album around, which their manager Stephen Victor did, and there you go. Jay wanted it. Shout it out to Jay-Z. He knew what the fuck they had up their sleeve, what they had in the chamber. This album, he wanted Roc Nation to be a part of it, gave him a distribution license deal, and boom, we got our 4th Clipse album. Because, if you're not a Clipse fan back then you're just faking bandwagon and shit. But not to say that they don't deserve you to be fans. Now, for my birthday, Lord Willin' was my gift. 02, on my birthday, that's what I got for my birthday. I got the Lord Willin' album. Fire fucking album. Definitely was part of the Star Trek, Neptunes and everything like that. That Star Trek era and everything with the Neptunes. If you guys don't know about that shit, you need to do your fucking research. That's for damn sure. But here's what I didn't like, right? Clipse came out on July 11th. Look what Def Jam did on July 11th. They released a surprise album from one of their biggest pop stars in history. Goes by the name of Justin Bieber. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. So Def Jam got a little bitter about it because what? Pusha and Malice were telling the truth about what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wanted to make sure that they didn't get a smear on their name by staying on the phone and not writing it in emails that they don't want Kendrick. They've been blocking all Pusha's verses, even with the Pop Smoke collaborations and so forth. So, they didn't like it? All right. Oh, Pusha and Malice are talking shit about what we did? All right. Let's fuck up themselves a little bit. Let me drop Justin Bieber's surprise album after Justin Bieber's been crashing out on TMZ lately. I mean, I ain't heard the fucking album, but in the end of the day, whatever. When you look on iTunes, the first album that's fucking there on the row is Clipse album, then it's Justin Bieber's album. Def Jam don't know shit when it comes on to good music or fucking hip hop in general. Def Jam is fucking dead. You motherfuckers are weird now. Nobody knows who's running that shit. That it could be my motherfucking blind person like, yeah, that's good. And boom, press the button. Okay? So you guys fucked up and you dropped out on a fucking gem. Idiots. And if that's not bad enough, they when they interview in Clipse, they ask, what's up with Pusha and his fallout with Kanye. He told him, he ain't a man. He's not a leader. He doesn't follow none of his beliefs. And I'm good. I don't need that. He wants to champion and team up with people that don't fuck with me. That's fucked up. Kanye is over there in fucking China performing in like the stadium or something. You know what I mean? I guess he's performing under the moniker Ye, but I ain't calling him that shit. I ain't calling no grown man Ye. Fuck out of here. You're Kanye West, motherfucker. Your mama named you. Okay? Respect the name. So, yeah, look at everybody who wants to get on that shine shit. On that fucking train while Clipse is releasing their album. They just are fucking bitter. Speak about bitter. Great transition. Drake. Oh, y'all should go get that album. Let God Sort Them Out by Clipse. But Drake does a wireless festival, right? He got artists such as Lauryn Hill and Bryson Tiller joining and everything like that, which should be a good show. It looked like a stadium in some way. He does this show and, they start yelling out, fuck Kendrick. And then he goes up to, he says, Chubbs, give me a shot. I'll drink to that. Yo, he's so bitter. Then he goes off with this shit. UK rappers, sorry to America, but UK rappers can what? I think he said something about they're better. And he's in London performing at Wireless Festival. He's in London. So he's kissing ass in London. It's funny how you don't go to Rogers Center in Toronto and actually, say this shit. Are you mad because your own city shitted on you by asking Kendrick to perform Not Like Us multiple times? So you go across the country where nobody gives a fuck. Interesting. And he put out his joint, What Did I Miss? He does a stream, where he's driving around in like an Iceman fucking truck and, in like a warehouse full of weapons. All I'm saying is if this is his rollout, being with automatic weapons on a stream and, talking shit while you're driving around in Toronto because, you're driving around in Toronto and everybody's saying fuck Drake and all that stuff. Now you're coming on with this bad boy moniker. You want to be the villain. I think it's smart business, to be honest. Makes me wonder what is this Iceman album going to really do? Is it going to do numbers? I'm pretty sure it's going to do numbers. It's not like Drake lost his fucking spot. He's always going to have this spot. But here's what I think, where this rollout is going to mean nothing. You trying to do this tough guy role and all that shit, right? And this Iceman album is going to feel like what? Yeah. What are we gonna do if we're hearing some singing on this album? Are we gonna feel different about this rollout or the same? I'm gonna feel fucking different. You know what I mean? If you're coming back with some hip hop, cool. Let's go. But are you gonna come with some hip hop? Or are you gonna sing fucking melodies like you're in a goddamn massage parlor? You know what I'm saying? All these people did this to you, did that to you. You know what I mean? All these snakes and whatever the fuck you're saying on this joint. I mean, it's decent. Do I consider it oh my God, this is a first single on Iceman? No. Maybe a bonus track. But I think he really needs to, like, leave this shit alone. You know what I mean? Like, it sounded like he want a rematch. Or, maybe he wants to do a tag team match. Because Travis Scott put out Jack Boys 2. You know, if you remember Jack Boys 1, it was, it dropped like at the end of 2019. You had Pop Smoke on the album, Don Toliver and everybody. I thought it was, decent. Like it sounded like an EP to me, but it was a decent project. Now they're back, and he's dissing Pusha. Travis Scott is responding to Pusha T. I will let Travis Scott know right now, stick to your fucking music the way that everyone likes you at, and stick to your fucking merch, stick to your WWE appearances with the final boss, The Rock, going at Cody Rhodes and so forth at WrestleMania. Stick to this. Don't go battling now. You don't do that. That's not your fucking lane, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now you're going to make the same mistakes Kanye was doing. Kanye went from producer to fucking rapper to now all of a sudden he wants to diss motherfuckers. You did the same shit. Rather if it's true shit that Push is talking about you or not, leave it the fuck alone. Do not be battling. Pusha T fucking made Drake tap out in 2018. What the fuck you think he's gonna do to you? Because technically you don't rap better than Drake. You couldn't beat Drake. What am I gonna get? A tag team match? Are we gonna get Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T versus Drake and Travis Scott for numbers? That's amazing. That's amazing. 2 elite MCs coming on and taking on 2 elite superstars in music. I'll be all for it. If that means we get great music, let's go. I mean, Drake's on Jack Boys Part 2. Kendrick's on the Clipse album. Seems like we're going to get a tag team match, a battling. I've never seen it. This will be interesting. This probably, Drake got some help with Travis. Cool. Kendrick don't need Pusha. Pusha don't need Kendrick. But put them on the same track, we got a problem. Because now Clipse ain't with Def Jam. So they don't need to worry about fucking saying shit. But whatever. Oh, speaking of, Drake saying about UK rappers, Skepta. First time I've ever heard Skepta was on the Man on the Moon Part 3 album with Kid Cudi. It was a track called Show Out, Kid Cudi featuring Skepta and Pop Smoke. That was the first time I ever heard Skepta. He's challenging American rappers, and Joyner Lucas stepped up because he dissing Joyner Lucas. Personally, Skepta, you need to pipe down because I've heard that shit. I heard what you said. I heard this track, and that shit is straight garbage, bro. It's not about what you're saying. I think what you're saying is pretty clever. It's just your flow is weird. It ain't got nothing to do with your accidents. The flow. Give me the fucking flow. You were doing better when you were just rapping normal. You dissing now, this shit sounds weird. Joyner Lucas would literally tap dance around you. And someone needs to fucking give Joyner Lucas his flowers. Nigga's album come out July 18. ADHD Part 2. He gave us a fucking fire album, ADHD 1, in 2000. Right when the pandemic started. You know what I mean? Made it top 10. But he's been waiting for somebody to come battle him. Tory Lanez was not a fucking battle. That was a fucking singer on auto-tunes, okay? Give Joyner Lucas a real challenge so he can really shine. Everybody's fucking scared to battle. Just fucking battle. What's wrong with that? But I had enough of that shit. But Nicki Minaj starts, calling out Jay-Z on certain shit. Damn, Desiree Perez, CEO of Roc Nation. This is crazy. Yo, Nicki is on fire, saying she owes, the title owes her $200 million, that she was in nothing on title, because Jay-Z, when he bought title, he gave, equity to artists like T.I., Lil Wayne, Nicki, and so forth. But, what's his name? Steve Stout said that she didn't even sign the paperwork. I don't know how much truth is to this because, we're not hearing much of lawyers stepping in to help Nicki with this, which should be, the step up for her. Get her lawyer involved so she can get that money. But if it ain't true, I don't know if putting that shit on X means anything. Jay don't respond to shit like that. He only respond to Tony Busby when it came down to those lawsuits. So, I don't know. A lot of shit going on in hip-hop. But y'all check out that album, alright? Let God sort them out. It's on all streaming platforms and physical copies, you know what I mean? I'm going to get my merch, you know what I mean? That's a long-awaited merch, you know what I mean? You don't know how long this Clipse run's going to be, all right? That's all for the Drop That Podcast and Hip Hop Talk. I'm your boy, Eddie Jax. Y'all make sure y'all good, all right? Y'all be safe. Peace.